If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is January the 5th. Ooh, just the 5th. January the 5th, 2022, and today the topic is annoying, vain repetitions, y'all. Annoying, vain repetitions. My live lookers, aka my live juices, y'all got me all live and everything like that, and having fun. We've been on here chit-chatting for a few minutes and stuff, so I guess y'all that just listen to the podcast only, y'all might be missing out from the live version. But anywho, shout out to my cousin Morris Sims over here tuning in live. See your girl. I saw Markeith Power on there earlier as well. Thank you all for tuning in this morning, and hopefully y'all receive something from what the Lord has shared with me this morning in regards to the juice. As for yesterday, things didn't necessarily go the way I had planned. Unfortunately, the student that I was supposed to be working with the acting, virtual acting and whatnot, was sick, so she couldn't log in. So that gave me like a free day. I didn't really do much after that. Just kind of hung out with my little guy and did my little thing, plotting, getting ideas and stuff like that. Thinking about family stuff, so that's another thing too, Morris. I don't know, might need to chit chat, but yeah, thinking about family stuff and all kind of stuff like that. So yeah, that's what yesterday looked like for me, right? So this morning, right? So I woke up around 3:23. I woke up at 3:23, and I saw that I had like a lot of missed messages and stuff like that, comments, things like that. So I started kind of looking and doing all of that, and I noticed that I had a message from my son's teacher, right? I told y'all he just started virtual class on Tuesday. He started a virtual class, and so right now it'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And after the class, his teacher sent him a video, and so we sent her one back, just saying hello and telling her thank you and all those wonderful things, right? And long story short, she sent me a message back, and not only did I guess she looked into me, she found my book, Madam Miraculous in the Messy Laboratory. Basically, I had sent her a photo, and the book was in the background, and she had looked all that up, and I guess kind of got inspired or whatever the case is, and so she sent me this message, right? And so I messaged her back because I'm like, hey, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, and X, Y, and Z. I was telling her some of the concerns I have with NJ in regards to him. I'm curious if he's retaining information, which I think he is, because he seems very sharp and like he remembers stuff and everything like that. But the only thing about NJ I noticed that kind of is an annoying thing to me, but I'm gonna get to that. But anyway, I kind of find it annoying as a parent, right? Is that like when I ask him to do something in particular, sometimes he'll be either slow to do it or he'll do his own thing or whatever, and I'm like, I asked you to do this. Like, why don't you just do what I asked you and not something else, So when it comes to this class or whatever, like I noticed, I was so happy the other day that he was tracing. I showed y'all a picture of that on social media. Again, those that follow me, y'all get all kinds of good tea and all kinds of little side stuff about me, right? So I posted that picture on social media of him like tracing the letter U. And I was so proud of him because I'm like, he really did it. And it wasn't like scribbles or nothing. He really was going by the lines, and I was thinking that that was something that he had retained. But long story short, yesterday I gave him a worksheet, and I was like, hey, trace the NJ of trace NJ, and he just wouldn't do it. Like he now I will say this: there were times he was writing on the sides of it, like I had made some dots with N and J. And I noticed looked like he wrote N over here, and it looked like he wrote J at the bottom of the page, but he never traced it. And I kept asking him, trace this, and he never traced it. And I know my husband was saying that he thinks that it was because maybe I wasn't standing over him to do it. But I'm like, why do I have to stand over him to do it? Like, I asked him to do it. I sent him over to the table to do it. He comes back, I did it, but he didn't. So I'm like, what is happening, So anyway, I was telling her all of this in the message that I sent back to her. And I noticed as I was talking to her, like, I said the word annoyed and annoying like multiple times. I said it about that. I talked about, some other stuff that I had noticed about the platform that we're on and stuff like that. And I was using the word so much that I was like, okay, this must be something that I'm supposed to be thinking about this morning, this word annoying and annoyed. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep that in the back of my mind, and stuff like that. So that was one thing that stood out. Then when I looked up Bible 3:23 this morning, it led me to the verse talking about, whatever you do it heartily for the Lord, right? Now, the crazy thing is, I saw that, right? And then I started to listen to my prayer meditation. Guess what my prayer meditation was about this morning, y'all? The same thing, working heartily for the Lord. Now, it still was talking about purpose, but it was getting into that. And I was like, okay, so obviously these things that I done heard multiple times this morning is something I need to be looking into, right? So after I listened to the prayer meditation, and it was good, it was really resonating, and some word, I guess, for me, whatever this morning. I started to look up both of those things because I was like, well, they both were standing out in my mind, the annoying word as well as the working heartily for the Lord. And then ultimately, like, I know, like I said, I know I'm recording late, but I just took more time to kind of like just listen and try to figure out what the Lord wanted me to see and what he was showing me this morning. And ultimately, this idea of annoying, vain repetitions came into my heart and mind. And I guess that's what the Lord wants to talk about today. So, so yes, let's get into it, y'all, and everything like that. So, when I look up definitions around all three of those words, annoying, vain, and repetitions, these are what stood out to me. So, in the definition of annoying, it says causing irritation or annoyance. Now, y'all know how I am in regards to these definitions. If the word is in the definition, I'm like, we got to go deeper, right? But even when I went deeper to look up annoyance, it still was just saying like annoying and stuff, or it went back to irritation. So I don't know about all of that, but I think that should give us enough understanding of the word annoying to move on, right? So causing irritation, let's just leave it there, right? So then I looked up the word vain. Now, of course, the first definition started talking about like vain, people being vain and things like that. But the second definition is what stood out to me this morning to share, and that said producing no result, useless. I said, ooh, that's good. So then I looked up the definition of repetition, right? And it says the action of repeating something that has already been said or written. And that definition went on as well, but that's pretty much the basis or whatever. So if I put all three of those together, which I didn't think about doing until now, let's put all three of those together. Causing irritation, producing no result, and useless, right? Action of repeating something that has already been said or written, or I would even add in or done, right? And I'm like, now that just came to me to put all those definitions together. But that's what we studying today. That's what the Lord, because it said, wow, but yeah, that's what the Lord does show me this morning. I don't know if he's annoyed or what, but annoying, vain repetitions, y'all. So then your girl went deeper, right? So I started to focusing on, again, the time that I woke up, 3:23. So this is what the first verse I feel led to share. Colossians 3:23 and 24. It says, whatever you do work heartily as for the Lord, and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ. So, yeah, there's a few things that stood out to me about that verse. One of the first things is the word hearty, which I did look up the definition of. I won't go deep into it, but basically it says, like, the main thing that stood out to me about the definition is cheerful, right? So I guess working cheerfully, right? Now, obviously, this whole work thing and stuff, I mean, I think a lot of times when we hear this verse, we're thinking about just maybe like the work that we do. But I think one thing that got me thinking deeper this morning is just like the verse is saying itself, it's saying everything that we do, right? Whatever we do, no matter like if it's your job or you eating or whatever the case is. Like, do whatever you do it heartedly as for the Lord. And I think again, it specifically says here, it says, and not for men, right? Which I think is good, because it's like a lot of times we take issue with our jobs, we take issue with whatever, right? Because we think it's for somebody else, right? And we're like, oh, because it's, I don't want to work hard for this boss, or whatever, however we may feel about whatever it is, right? And so, yeah, this idea of working heartily as for the Lord, I think would help us to not be making, again, vain or these annoying vain repetitions, right? If we're doing it heartily, there's something fresh and new about it every day. Same thing with me and the juice. Like, even if I sit here and study the same thing every day, I feel like if I do it heartily for the Lord, it's going to, we might receive something new from it every day. Now, I haven't tested that theory, but I mean, maybe one day I will. Like, and take a week and just study the same thing and see if the Lord shows me something different every day. I don't know. Maybe we can do that. But basically, yeah, that's what stood out to me about that verse this morning. So I'm going to keep going. I see my cousin got things to say and stuff like that, but let me keep going, because I know you're saying I'm missing it. But, I mean, hopefully we can keep chit-chatting in a minute. So let me keep going. Let's see. So 1 Corinthians 10:31, it says, so whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. Again, reiterating this same concept. Like, whatever you do. Oh, Lord. Okay, so here goes some more truth about me, right? So y'all know that one of my pet peeves is feeling like we can't change and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm a living witness that you can change. Like, the Lord can change your life out here. You know what I mean? Like, all you got to do is, be intentional about doing something different. Like, I know one thing that came into my mind before I went live was this concept that, people say this all the time. It's like, they say that it's insanity, right, to do the same things over and over again and expect different results. So again, if you really want to see change in your life, then you got to start doing something different, right? Again, I mean, y'all hear about my journey all the time. I feel like I'll be telling y'all, but I mean, if you need to go deeper about me and ways that I did that, I mean, go get my book, The Cultivation Period, A Single Christian Journey, y'all. I mean, and again, that's just one part of my life, but still, like, those changes that was made then ultimately is why y'all see me again now, and I feel like I say that all the time as well. But hey, I don't know. Am I making vain repetitions? Annoying vain repetitions right now? I don't know, but what I'm hoping is that I'm encouraging you and inspiring you to understand that. I think the other thing that stood out to me this morning too, as I was doing this, is that, like, again, I think we get so caught up in titles, or even when we think about like doing things for the Lord, we're thinking about, oh, well, I gotta be this or that. It's like, nah. I mean, you could be, at school, doing regular work, whatever the case is, and still, again, do whatever it is to the glory and honor of God, so much so where your light shines through, if I go back to the conversation I was having with NJ's teacher, right? She really stood out to me in regards to when I was looking through different teachers on that app or whatever. Basically I was looking for, to be honest, I was looking for someone that would exude or have the type of energy that I would give as a teacher. Now, I've already established that I'm a edutainer, but if I was a teacher, I would want to see, like, they would have these video clips that the teachers would have to do, but they don't have to do it, but they do it in order to, like, pitch themselves to us as the parents, right? So good morning to my sister, she's tuning in as well. And so when I was looking for a teacher for NJ, was like, not to say that he wouldn't retain the information for a teacher that was just, mundane, but I was like, I want to see a teacher that gives some energy in her video, like that gives me a taste of what she would do in the class. A teacher could sit here and tell me, oh yes, we're gonna have fun and da da da, but I'm like, if me watching you right now ain't exuding fun, then I don't believe you. Sorry. And stuff like that. Now, why am I telling y'all all of this? Well, hopefully it'll make sense in a second. So basically, when I came across teacher Alicia, right, she in her video exuded fun, exuded energy that I felt like, NJ would be able to appreciate, and so I booked him for her class. Now, not knowing, what she believed or anything like that. Just, just going off of what she exuded, in her video. Then when he took the class with her, everything was fine. Everything flowed. I love the energy that she gave in her class to all of her students, including our son. And I just was like, this is great. Now that we are communicating and she's been sending me messages and whatnot, turns out that she's a fellow believer and everything like that. And I'm like, well, see, I believe in divine connections, right? I believe that, the Lord sent me to her in particular, and everything like that, and vice versa, right? She was there in place, and that shines through, even though she ain't say nothing about Christ in her video. You know what I'm saying? She's only she's only teaching preschool stuff, right? But that's the thing. It's like it will shine through no matter what you're doing, right? And so, we can't approach whatever we're doing with annoying, vain repetitions. We got to approach whatever we're doing heartily, right? Cheerfully, joyfully. Because, again, as serving the Lord and not serving men. Hopefully these examples is helping this morning. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. Oh, this is my mama? Okay. Hey, mama. I guess she's talking through Nyla's phone or something like that. But, hey, mama, thanks for tuning in. But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm just saying we need to be, working heartily for the Lord, y'all. And whatever we do, whether we're eating, like I said here, eating, drinking, or whatever you do, do it well and do it for the Lord, right? Let's keep going. So, Proverbs 19:25 stood out to me this morning as well. It says, in all toil, there is profit, but mere talk tends only to poverty. Ooh, that might be some Pope. That might be some Pope this morning. We might not like that. Sorry, but, we can't just be out here just talking. We got to walk the walk, right? And again, this might be another, annoying, vain repetition to only say this or that and not make any change, right? To only speak something and not do the work or whatever the case is. Like, and it's not just saying it's annoying for me, even though, yeah, part of it is annoying for me. Hello, more say, hey, auntie. Oh, look, it's a family reunion. But yeah, it's not just annoying for me, but maybe it's annoying for the Lord, because he's like, hey, you say you want this or that, right? But then you ain't put in no effort to do this or that. You ain't did no work towards this or that. You ain't put no faith in action for this or that. So it says here, you're not going to receive this or that because you ain't put no toil in, no work. It said in all toil, there's a profit. So even if you put a little bit of toil in, you're going to get a profit according to this. But it says, but mere talk tends only to poverty. So, unless your job has something to do with talking or whatever, or whatever work that you're doing, right? Like maybe this is talking, right? Maybe I'm just talking here, but still, again, I feel like my brother Markeith called out this morning, like I'm up early, right? I'm up early doing this thing, putting in the work, and I see fruit from it. I have seen some profit from the work that has been done. And so, so I guess that's another thing that motivates me and keeps me going. But regardless of whatever comes from, and I think, again, when we do things heartily for the Lord and not just for men, but for the Lord, then, again, am I making vain repetitions, y'all? Okay, let me go on there. So Proverbs 20:4, it says, the sluggard does not plow in the autumn. He will seek at harvest and have nothing. So, that reiterates what I just said here, y'all. At the end of the day, if you're just talking and you're not putting forth no effort, if you're whatnot, if you're not, sowing some seeds or whatnot, if you're not plowing in autumn, then you're not going to reap no harvest, y'all. And I guess ultimately that's the juice. Let's not make, like this topic says, annoying, vain repetitions. Let us, do some good work heartily for the Lord. And like I said, that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice this morning. If y'all want to go deeper, there's plenty of verses in the go deeper section. I kind of felt led this morning. This thought crossed my mind, and I don't know. I'm just gonna put it out here. I don't know why the Lord want me to say it like this, but here it is. So basically, unfortunately, I believe, according to what the Lord is showing me, that the people that really, really need this, the verses that's in the Go Deeper section, you probably ain't even gonna do the work to even read them. And here's the thing, like, I hope that me saying this right now, challenges you to do that work and at least go look up these verses. It might be Pope, you might not like them, but I think hopefully that they will encourage you and inspire you to change your mindset, renew your mind, right? And start to work heartily for the Lord. Because now again, if you're a sluggard out here, if y'all didn't catch them last two verses at least, then again, and that didn't move you to at least go deeper and start looking up those verses that's in the Go Deeper section. I mean, I already typed them out for you, y'all. Y'all don't even have to flip through and find them. Just go to the Go Deeper section in the description. Look up the verses. Can y'all at least do that? Y'all can at least Google it, right? Just look them up online. There's a Bible app now. It's so easy, y'all. Like, at least do that. Can you at least do that, sluggards? I'm sorry. If not, then oh well, I tried. But anyway, but for those of us that don't mind putting in a little bit of work, I mean, there are some verses in the Go Deeper section. Again, they might be Pope, you might not like them, but hopefully, again, that they encourage, inspire you all to let's do this work, y'all, and let's not make annoying, vain repetitions. And that's the juice. That's the juice. The Bible verse of today is Matthew 6:34. It says, "Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof." Friends, I hope y'all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month. Take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options. Consider supporting us because, we enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.